Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
The Malone Radio Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Executive Director John Goodwin and Athletic Director Michael Hunter. Welcome into the Malone Radio Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right.
Good.
I am back in the States, Mike Hunter.
I see we back together again.
Hey, y'all talked about me last week. You talked about me last week. I had to go overseas to promote Malone maternal wellness and Malone sports and Malone flying classroom, and
that was all done on the beach.
You got to do it somewhere.
Okay.
There's people that walk the beach. We got to, highways and byways, brother.
I saw you with the toes out though.
The toes was out. Yes, yeah. Well needed vacation.
Nick kept me company though. He did a good job. He kept me. He held it down with us though.
I didn't do anything.
Nick, John tried to talk bad about me. When I went here,
I wasn't standing for it.
Yeah, and then he gonna disappear like ain't nothing wrong.
Oh, I don't see nothing wrong with a little vacay. All right. You know what, Mike? We have some special guests tonight. We are so excited. For those who are counting my excited. I said that 5 times already. We have some exciting people on tonight. All right, you said 6.
Six. We do.
Before we
it's gonna be a great show.
No, wait a minute. Before we get to that, me and Nick was talking in the back. We was talking about some score of 93-0. I don't know. You know anything about that?
I know a little bit, but for the record, let's just get it out there.
Okay, we got to get it out there.
The score was bad. However, we were not trying to do that. We was literally stuck between a rock and a hard place. We was really like, there was nothing we can do. So, I believe that team should be in a lower class of athletics due to a lot of their players transferring. So we were stuck. Everything we did, we ran 24 offensive plays. So it's like everything we did was working, and it worked so soon. It was like, we have all this time left, but what are we going to continue to do with all this time?
Score. You scored 93 times. 93 points. That's what happened.
But it wasn't. The score makes it look like unsportsmanship. It truly does. But however, we actually try to have a running clock, but the NSA rules say the running clock can't go until the second half. And so we even tried to get the other team to just cancel the game, but they didn't want to do that. So it was like, well, we had our 3rd and 4th string kids in to get them some varsity playing time and things like that. But we did the best we could.
I like your answer.
With what we had.
I like your answer, Mike.
But it's the truth.
I like your answer.
It's the truth. But the Panthers are 2-0.
Panthers are. The Malone Panthers are 2-0. Please. Yes. Our youth programs are doing very well.
They are.
In the city and outside the city. But over the weekend, this weekend has been a very busy weekend for the Malone. Yes, there has been football going on. Yes, there's about 4 or 5 teams that's out there playing, representing the Malone Center. Yes, there's after-school programs on Friday and Saturday events. Speaking of Saturday events, wow. I'm just going to say, wow. The Malone, again, is stepped up in the community once again.
Big time.
We are excited to have the one and only Jillian. She didn't want me to say her last name.
I was about to say last name.
I was about to Jillian. She is the director of our maternal wellness, Malone Maternal Wellness at the Malone Center. And she brought with her Kyla. no last name either. Look.
There's not a lot of Kylas, so I mean,
No. Yes. These are the no last names. So when you're known by your first name, you're actually doing something.
Yes.
I can say Jillian and everybody know who it is. Kyla, everybody know who it is. You got to say my full name, government name.
Yeah.
But we
when you're in trouble. When
Right.
you're in trouble, you know, you get that full last name when you're in trouble though. So.
that's when you know you about to get it.
Yeah.
Mom, I know you hear me.
Yeah.
But hey, something very excited happened on Saturday from 10 to 2, 10 to 1, but I was there to 2 putting things up. You know, I had to do that labor, brother. I had to do that labor. But I want Jillian to really talk about the event that happened. The Black Breastfeeding event is Black Breastfeeding Week, and we celebrated that at the church on 59th and Adams. Cross the line. Okay, Jillian, talk to us a little bit about that. What is Black Breastfeeding Week? What is that? What tell us about that? Tell us about the event that you put on. That was it was an amazing event with channel 10 and 11 there. If you have not watched or saw the interview, 10 and 11 was there and is on Facebook, 10 and 11. I'm not trying to promote them, but they were the only one that was there. 10 and 11, 10 and 11. But
I was about to ask if you work for him too.
give him some shout out. 93.7 the ticket.
And 10 and 11.
Yeah, 10 and 11. Jillian, can you talk to us a little bit about what took place on Saturday, please?
yeah. So August is National Breastfeeding Month. It's really a time for communities and cities and states and families to celebrate breastfeeding, to learn about it. During the whole month, each week, there's a different week to celebrate. The last week is always Black Breastfeeding Week. It's a way to highlight the inequities and disparities Black families face on their breastfeeding and parenting journey, but also celebrate their successes. Really kind of educating the general population. So many people, every single day, someone is telling us, like, I had no idea this was an issue. I didn't know this was a problem. I had never heard of those statistics before. So it was really a phenomenal way to educate the community about what's going on, for our families to meet with other local organizations. We had 10 different community vendors there that have something to do with prenatal and postpartum care. So families could get to know even more services that are out there. And we really wanted to highlight just how special our Malone maternal wellness programs are and how far we've come in the 4 years that we've been around. We really celebrate our families every single day, but this is a great platform for us to take it to that next level, really in front of a larger community. And then having the proclamation done by the mayor. Unfortunately, she wasn't able there to read it. She wasn't able to be there to read it, but City Councilman Benny Shobe was.
Sweet.
Yeah, and that was really phenomenal. So to have the city officials recognize why it's important and give us that kind of honor and statement, again, takes it to the next level for our families. So more people can hear about what's going on and why it's important to support community-based organizations that are providing services to families.
Now, in this event, that one, to have the mayor do that and the city to recognize that is awesome. That is groundbreaking. That is history in the making. So
Big
congratulations.
shout out to Benny too.
Yes. Congratulations to Jillian and the hard work her staff is doing. Let me ask you this question. When you're talking about the breastfeeding week, who was all there at that event? What vendors or tables? And
yeah, we had Brian Health out there. We had the Moms Club. We had Lincoln Mobility talking about postpartum recovery, really for like pelvic floor therapy, something no one ever talks about. But moms know what happens, or birthing people after you give birth. There's a whole lot of things that happen down there. And unless you request a referral, you're not going to see a pelvic floor therapist, but it should just be standard because every mom needs pelvic floor therapy after giving birth.
Pelvic floor
therapy.
Brother, I never heard of it.
I've never heard of it. Never heard of it.
Yeah, because there's a lot that goes on during pregnancy, birth, and then postpartum. There's a lot of trauma. It's the most physical thing any human body will ever go to. It's the most extreme physical. No, it beats every athlete, every endurance test. Giving birth and being pregnant is to the brink. And so your
Wow.
body needs therapy afterwards. So we had Kristen there talking about why it's important, how to reach out and get referrals, how to get therapy. They take Medicaid. It's so important for families to just know what resources are out there, because if you don't know, you don't know, right? And a lot of times you have to advocate for yourself and ask for those things. We had WIC there. We had Lincoln City Libraries passing out books. We had UNL Extension there talking about nutrition. We had Malone preschool and youth programs. We had Morning Star Counseling, which is great. There's going to be a new Black therapist, female Black therapist coming to Lincoln.
Sweet.
We're very excited to be able to refer our families to her. And again, that postpartum support and care is so critical. So a lot of really great community vendors. We're so grateful that they came out and spent time talking to families. It was open to the public. We had over 40 families come this year, which is really great. It just continues to grow. It was our 3rd annual birth and baby fair in celebration of Black Breastfeeding Week. And we gave away over $5,000 in giveaway items, cribs,
Wow.
car seats, pack and plays, swings, bouncer. I mean, anything you can think of. We went a little crazy on Amazon Prime Day sale.
It was
I got hooked. I was influenced by those sales. I got to stretch my dollars in this program. So when there's a sale or a deal, yeah, I made it big, and our families. None of that would have been possible without the team, though. Sydney and Jordan, planning the last 4 months, and then everyone showing up day of, setting up. It takes a whole lot of us to make it happen, just like it does with our day-to-day work with our families. And so the team is just phenomenal.
That was a phenomenal. That event was so. I mean, when I walked in, there were even men there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, explain to me how important men. How important the men are with this program and supporting the moms.
Yeah, absolutely. So 1 in 10 dads experience a postpartum mood disorder, like postpartum depression or anxiety. There's no screening tool for it. Dads aren't being screened at a postpartum visit like a birthing person is or a mom is. And so it's just kind of going unchecked unless someone really goes up to you and says like, hey, something's going on. I think you might need to talk to someone. There's no screening tool, and then there's no resources. So we launched our Malone Dad support group with Brandon McWilliams leading it. It's the 1st and 3rd Saturday of every month. It's at Exclusive Blends Barbershop off of O Street. I think it's off of O Street.
Okay.
It's a great way for dads to get together, no matter, and dads and partners, whether your partner's pregnant, breastfeeding, or you're parenting, you have older kids. We need a community of support. There's just not a lot of conversation out there on how to support your partner, how to be a parent. Like, it's all kind of what's taught from your family, what you've seen. But if your family lives far away, like, who are you going to seek advice? Who are you going to talk to? Who are you going to vent to? Because sometimes your partner is not the right person to tell. Like, when my partner tells me he's tired, please, please.
I'm tired.
Yeah. Even Brandon says that. He's like, my wife is not the right audience to tell I'm tired too, because she's so tired. So I think there's a lot of support that partners can bring to the birthing person or the breastfeeding mom, whoever it is. There's so much kind of love and care that needs to be happening during that postpartum period. And it's like, where do you start? How do you know to take care of your partner? Who's telling you? Where are you getting that information from? Because it's so different for every family. And again, especially when you're experiencing postpartum depression or anxiety, everything's going to be heightened. And I just recently heard some statistic about how divorce rates are so much higher right after birth, because it's you're in like a pressure cooker. Wow. It's such an intense time. Kyla, would you talk about partner experience with your journey, like how that was important, or the impact?
I mean, it was such a heavy journey, and it's still our journey right now. My son is only 14 months, so we're still actively going through it as we speak. I'm originally from California, so my support system is not here. My mom is in California. My brother is in Texas. My dad's side of the family is on the East Coast. So when I moved here, I didn't have the resources in front of my face that I did when I was back home. So when I got pregnant with my husband and I had our son, those moments and those months right after it were kind of like a huge question mark for both of us. Like, what do we do now? What do I do now? Who do I talk to? How do I consult with all these random hormones and feelings that are going on with me that I can't physically and mentally explain to you? And at the same time, I'm like hoping that he gets it, even though
we don't get it.
yeah, and you
Yeah,
don't.
we
And
don't
that's the
get
thing,
it.
like, realistically,
We
most
don't
of the
get it.
time, you don't, and then you find yourself starting to drift away because you're sitting there thinking about like, why isn't he understanding me? And then your partner or your husband or he's doing the same thing. He's going through it too. We have the chance and the blessing to hold our children for 9 months and to grow that bond and to grow that relationship as they're in our stomach and in our being. But fathers, they don't have that experience. It's up to them to have that connection during those 9 months. But even then, that's hard to do, right? Speaking to a stomach, reading a book to a stomach. For you, it's like I'm just looking at the stomach and I can't feel anything or hear anything like my wife can or my partner can. And so that connection is not always there when birth happens. And people have to be a little bit more honest with that as well. With birth and with love comes growth, which is beautiful. But there has to be some sort of beginning to establish that growth, right?
It's funny that you say that because even I know a lot of males feel as if even after birth, we're still on the back burner because that child ain't gonna leave y'all side to about 3 years old. That's before they really want something to do with dad. Like, when they on their own 10, and so it's like, so the fathers, they're in the mindset of like, what am I gonna do? I mean, what am I here for? The errand person.
And especially with breastfeeding, because with formula feeding and bottle feeding, your partner can enjoy that relationship and that bonding with their child too. But in a family like mine, I exclusively breastfeed, which means the feeding solely just came from me, which allowed that bonding to happen over time. And so with fathers, that bonding comes from other situations or other experiences that you might not know right away what to do. Because you're right, because like my son's huge father's boy or huge mama's boy. And that's just because I'm home with him. I work from home. I have the time to spend majority of the day with him, but I'm also creating that bond when I am breastfeeding. And so I know with men, it's a little hard because you get left with that question mark. You're like, what do I do with my hands? Like, I don't know what to do with my, I don't know what to do with my time. Should I, step in? Should I like let them be? Like, it's hard. So that dynamic is your relationship is challenged at that point. And the reason why, that divorce rate is so high is because having a child brings out a lot more in you that you might have not known that was there previously before. So not only is the mother or the birthing person trying to find themselves again after having a child, but now your partner is trying to figure out how to be that supportive person. How do I be supportive, but at the same time, how do I take care of myself? How do I help my family through this transition? So it's a lot of things that are constantly spinning in both heads that sometimes can separate the two when it's usually supposed to bring them together. Because again, with challenge usually is growth. So to get through that challenging point, to me, it's beautiful towards the end. And I just,
Oh, it takes so much time to figure it all out. And when you have these surges of hormones and emotions, you're like, what is actually happening? And for the partner too, we also exclusively breastfed. And it's hard to explain, like, well, if you want to bond with them, you have to do bath time. You got to do diaper, the like non-glamorous, non-fun things. And sometimes it's hard to be like, well, that's just the season of life we're in right now. I think we do such a poor job in America talking about this and supporting people in this journey. Even if you have, like, I have a wealth of support and I come from a whole lot of privilege to have like generation of breastfeeders so much support. Like my family's here locally, and it was still a challenge every single day. Like, I don't know how we made it 19 months of breastfeeding. I really don't. We just stopped 3 days ago. So I'm still like very emotional about it. I'm gonna get myself a boob cake to celebrate.
It's a very big thing. I
It is.
promise.
It's a very big thing, but it is hard because during those early days, they feel like, what's my purpose? What am I doing here? And they don't want to hear it necessarily from their partner. They need to hear it from another man sometimes. And so the partner can impact the breastfeeding journey if they are supportive of it, or if they're not supportive of it. That's why Oriole does such a phenomenal job supporting the family unit and educating the partner. Like, this is how you can help the breastfeeding or chest feeding person.
Yeah.
This is what you need to do. These are things you can say. These are things you cannot say. This is why it's important, right? Like, we know the benefits, the lifelong benefits of breastfeeding for the baby and mom far, outweigh some of the challenges for sure. And so if you have that education, that support, you can push through those challenges, have that growth, and meet your goals.
Man, this is listen, if y'all don't know anything about breastfeeding, y'all going to learn some things tonight. Listen, we'll be back after a quick break from our sponsors.
Tune in to the Malone Radio Show from 9 to 10 p.m. every Sunday night to learn more about the Malone Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln. It's the Malone Radio Show every Sunday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
It's August, and that means summer is winding down and the kids are back to school with lots of fall activities coming up. All great things, but also cause lots of stress. Instead of letting your nerves get the best of you and cause uncomfortable tightness, get ahead of it all with a massage from The Body Shop. The Body Shop in Lincoln is your place for all types of massages. Deep tissue, hydrating, sports, Swedish, hot stone, aroma, and more. And don't forget about their couples massages. Book your appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. The Body Shop at 48th and A.
Get ready for an unforgettable night at Ignite Lincoln 15. On September 14th, Rococo Theater will come alive with captivating stories from diverse voices that inspire change and spark connection. You'll hear from 12 passionate speakers, including our 5 nonprofit finalists, who are making a real impact. Be part of this remarkable event that celebrates the power of storytelling. Secure your spot now by purchasing tickets at ignitelincoln.org and join us in creating a brighter future together. Don't miss your chance to experience Ignite Lincoln 15, a night of inspiration, community, and possibility.
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand new furniture, huge TV, and all of your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You were so excited until one bad rain and it is all ruined. Don't risk a flooded basement and countless dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry's today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your appeal with an exquisite tailored light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
Is this you? You feel the same way every day, and it's not good. You may think there's a magic pill that can fix you. there isn't. Limitless Male has found that the majority of men who admit they feel bad are suffering with low testosterone, which can cause these symptoms: low energy, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, low libido. Sound familiar? Get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. Your first consult is free. Insurance accepted.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Get ready for an unforgettable night at Ignite Lincoln 15. On September 14th, Rococo Theater will come alive with captivating stories from diverse voices that inspire change and spark connection. You'll hear from 12 passionate speakers, including our 5 nonprofit finalists, who are making a real impact. Be part of this remarkable event that celebrates the power of storytelling. Secure your spot now by purchasing tickets at ignitelincoln.org and join us in creating a brighter future together. Don't miss your chance to experience Ignite Lincoln 15, a night of inspiration, community, and possibility.
Summer is winding down, but there's no reason to put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Sign up today for 9-hole leagues this fall, any day from Monday to Friday, starting on September 25th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Call today at 402-742-0140.
At Doane University, you can play a sport you love and also receive a world-class education. You'll learn leadership skills on and off the court that will set you up for success long after graduation. Doane isn't a place where you get lost. It's a place to get found, and it's a place where your future is uniquely yours. Learn more about the endless possibilities at Doane University today at doane.edu.
Old School with DP and J.
They have the run and gun offense coming in, a new head coach that's been given the longest runway of any coach in Wisconsin, new coach in Wisconsin history, to change the program to Cincinnati way, and a new defensive philosophy. They're ripe for the picking.
93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to the Malone Radio Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Man, this is some great information. Really, yes. I didn't even realize all that stuff. Hip therapy, pelvic therapy. I mean, pelvic floor therapy, all kind of good stuff. Man,
We feel a little bit smarter.
Right.
Just a little bit, if we can remember
If
the
I can remember,
information.
if I can remember what it's called. Yeah. So, Jillian, tell us what other type of programs do you guys have?
Yes, we have a wealth of programs that cover the prenatal and postpartum period. We have birthing classes. Families get to choose between 2 different courses that we offer. We have a labor doula program. Families interview our partnering labor doulas. They do 3 prenatal visits, attend the labor and birth, and 1 postpartum visit. They provide so much educational, physical, and emotional support to the birthing person and their family during that time. Our postpartum doula program does an additional 6 visits. So families technically are getting 7 postpartum visits, where most of the time you get 1 6-week checkup.
Wow.
So we do those 6 visits over the first 12 weeks. Postpartum care, recovery, wellness checks, breastfeeding assistance, and our families get $500 in groceries. So nutrition is key to postpartum recovery and breastfeeding success. We have our breastfeeding support programs, a Malone and Mamas support group that meets every week, a Malone and Dads that meets twice a month. We have a breastfeeding peer counseling program, which is one-on-one support from our certified lactation counselor in the home, which is really great if you don't want to leave. I didn't want to leave 2 days after I gave birth. It was in the middle of winter, and I was not going to drive 30 minutes to the doctor. I wanted someone to come to my house. I don't want to put my new baby back in the car. So Oriole going to the house has been so nice. We have a traveling scale. She can do weighted feeds as long as the child is breastfeeding, whether the mom's exclusively pumping or exclusively breastfeeding, they have access to free donations for up to 2 years. So diapers, wipes, hygiene products, pump accessories, baby clothes, cribs, anything you can think of. The hygiene products and the diapers and wipes, we always guarantee in stock, as well as breastfeeding supplies. But the big ticket items, they're all donation based. So they go really fast. The car seats, the cribs, those nice high price items. We had a Mamaroo and that went within 24 hours.
Oh, I
It did
bet.
not stay in the, it's like a $400 baby swing.
Wow.
It's absurd how much baby stuff.
So do you keep an on running list for those who are in
Mhm.
need of those
Yep.
bigger items?
So our families get diapers and wipes pretty regularly throughout the week, and it has been phenomenal. We had a teen mom who aged out of the foster care program, and she said the only reason she could afford rent every month was because we were able to provide her diapers. It's about $120.
It might even be more than that.
yeah.
Honestly, things have gone up
Like
so
a
much
month.
in
It's so
price.
expensive. It just
Yeah.
depends on how old your baby is,
Yeah.
how much you're changing their diaper. But those essential supplies have really made all the difference, not just to incentivize longer breastfeeding rates, but to help eliminate a lot of barriers. John talks about that all the time. We're just trying to eliminate barriers for our families in every way. We have a doula scholarship. So if you're a BIPOC individual wanting to become a doula, we'll pay for you to become certified. We have a doula mentorship program, which is really dedicated to promoting the physical and emotional well-being of our doulas and ensuring that they are building sustainable and robust businesses. Our goal is to end multi-generational poverty, and we really want to make sure our doulas are successful. Doulas usually quit within 2 to 3 years because the emotional and physical drain, and having your own business, being a small business owner, isn't easy either.
For those who don't know, what is a doula?
Yes, I knew you were going to ask me that question.
And I'm still stuck on that $400 swing. That $400 swing, but it changed the baby and everything. And sing Luther Vandross.
A doula is a certified and trained professional, non-medical, so they are non-clinical, non-medical professional that provides continuous physical, emotional, and informational support to the pregnant or postpartum person. So those prenatal visits, they're providing a lot of education, helping families figure out their birth plans. What's great about doulas, there's so many different trainings and certifications you can have that everyone has a different model of care. So whatever your needs are, like I needed someone who was going to be an advocate because I didn't want to talk to any medical staff. I didn't want the nurses interrupting my bubble. I wanted it to be me and my husband, us being in our peace and our zone. And I needed that buffer there. We also, it was like COVID time. So there were still like limitations on how many people you could have in the room. And I needed her to be there to support my husband, right? Because I live, eat, and breathe birth work. So it was really more for him to provide that support and answer questions and like coach him on how to help me. Because doulas are not there to replace a support person. They're an extra layer of support. So they're not there to replace your partner, your mom, your sister, your friend, or anything. They're specifically trained and certified to provide you continuous support. So some of our doulas are at births for 36 hours straight. Like they're at a hospital. Sydney was at a hospital for 5 days once. Like she went home to shower, went home to take a nap, but then she was back in there. Your nurse isn't going to be there, right? Like the nurses have rounds. They've got to see other people. Your doctor's not going to be there. The doula will. And that continuous support has been proven by tons of research projects to eliminate preterm births, lower preterm birth rates, lower cesarean rates, hysterectomies, maternal hemorrhaging, all so many things, birth outcomes that we know disproportionately impact the Black and African American community. Doulas have been proven to decrease those risks. However, they're not easily accessible, right? In the state of Nebraska, I should put that in the state of Nebraska, they're not covered by any insurance at this point. So it's all out of pocket that you're paying. And the average cost of a labor doula alone is $1,500. So between our birthing classes, our labor doula, our postpartum, and our breastfeeding support for 2 years, we spent about $3,000 a year in covering those services for our families. Our services are free to all BIPOC families. So you have to be Black, African American, Indigenous, Native American, or a family of color to enroll. But it's all free, no matter what your income or education level is. Like some other programs have those stipulations, we don't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have one more program. We do a lot. Again, kind of full spectrum for families. We recently launched a milk share program. We wanted to find a solution for families that were seeking human milk. So if your milk supply is low, if you're waiting for your milk to come in, if you're adopting a child, if you're fostering a child, if you do not have the physical anatomy to produce breast milk, this program's for you. This is the only program you do not have to be BIPOC to participate. We follow international standards to screen our donors with a donor health history screening. We do a blood test on them for HIV 1 and 2, HTLV 1 and 2, syphilis, hepatitis B and C, and we do a 5-panel drug screening. Once the donors are approved, we pick them up in our milk mobile, all the milk, and we store it in our industrial grade freezer, and then we deliver to recipients. So we drive within a 2-hour radius of Lincoln and Omaha. We don't cross state lines. I was pretty sure our lawyer was already a little concerned with the liability of this program. We have a lot of forms. It's all been approved. But we do prioritize children under the age of 6 months. But if we have milk in stock and you need it, we are here. So a little background on human milk sharing.
I'm good because I was just yeah. Woo. Yes,
we
please.
are not a milk bank, so we do not pasteurize milk. Milk banks pasteurize and homogenize it. They charge $5 an ounce. So their priority is to give it to hospitals for NICUs, premature babies who definitely need it, and they need it to be pasteurized because that's the safest way. There's always going to be risk with human milk sharing, even with the standards that we follow. There's still a risk, but having it be $5 an ounce and babies drink 24 to 32 ounces a day, how is that accessible?
Right.
Who has $150 a day to buy milk for their baby? And again, we know that breast milk, nothing is superior to breast milk, right? If you have to use formula, you do, and that's amazing because it's better to feed your baby, right, than not. But there is no substitute for breast milk. Formula is an alternative feeding tool, just like almond milk is an alternative to cow's milk. It's not a substitute because the components are not the same. There's so much more that's comprised of inside breast milk as far as like antibodies and vitamins and what's passed down. When your baby latches, the saliva sends neurons through your nipples that tells your body what antibodies to make. So like when your baby's sick and it latches on your boob, then their saliva is telling my body what it needs to produce so my baby gets better faster.
Man, listen.
It's magic. It's literally magic.
Yeah, that's why they call it liquid gold.
Like it's liquid gold.
So when the truck,
the milk mobile.
truck.
Yeah,
Okay,
so the milk mobile.
No, because when you say that, the lady down the street gives milk.
Yes.
The baby gets it, drinks it. How does that work? Like, what neurons is being told?
Yeah, so it's a little different when you're using donor milk, right? Because they're not going to have that same component in antibody, and depending on like your body produces different things the time of day that you're pumping. So like melatonin and everything, like it's going to be different. How much fat is in the milk? All of that's going to be different depending on the time of day that you're pumping the milk or breastfeeding the baby.
That's why they say that babies that breastfeed are smarter than those who don't.
There is studies that prove that breastfed babies have higher IQs. They're more likely to graduate high school and college.
I don't think I was breastfed.
No. My mom stopped. She stopped early.
Yeah. I probably got a little bit, but oh no. Oh, that's crazy.
We celebrate 3 minutes or 3 years, no matter how much you get. And so part of our program is we can give 40 ounces at a time. It is super important to note that like even 1.5 ounces a day is going to give your baby nutritional and immune support benefits. So that's why we have like 40 ounces that we give families at a time, because they're going to meet that minimum a month to have immune and nutrition support. But it's not going to be the same because it's not the mom that's not the biological mom, but there's still going to be a wealth of benefits.
Wow. Okay. Okay, we're gonna be right back after these messages. Man, this is some crazy information. I mean, wow. We definitely gonna have y'all back on, but because I know it's more. We're gonna take a quick break right now. Yeah, stay with us. Man,
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Tune in to the Malone Radio Show from 9 to 10 p.m. every Sunday night to learn more about the Malone Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln. It's the Malone Radio Show every Sunday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Service Ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
You've worked hard all year, sweating, building, providing. Labor Day is your day. Schaefer celebrates you this Labor Day. With the season kicking off, a new Samsung, LG, or Sony TV is just what you deserve. Top that off with up to $900 in savings on a new Serta mattress, and you will be all set for a winning combination. Schaefer's, local and family owned since 1946.
Several irrigation contractors in Lincoln go out of business every year, leaving sprinkler system orphans, begging for service. The folks at Judson Irrigation shed a tear for these little fellas. They've been coddling these orphans for more than 40 years. From redesign, repairing, replacing, and restoring, remember the Judson Irrigation Orphanage.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Great Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com. Visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Priced Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal carts come with both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531 888-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Several irrigation contractors in Lincoln go out of business every year, leaving sprinkler system orphans begging for service. The folks at Judson Irrigation shed a tear for these little fellas. They've been coddling these orphans for more than 40 years. From redesign, repairing, replacing, and restoring, remember the Judson Irrigation Orphanage.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com. Visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
There's a buzz in the air at Kansas. Maybe it's the roar of fans here at the track or the anticipation of the playoffs as drivers fight to move on to the next round and keep their championship hopes alive. Maybe it's the pulse of the heartland, the thrill of speed, or the sounds of grills sizzling in the campgrounds. Whatever it is, it will be one memorable weekend. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
Summer is near. Now's the time to clean or replace your furnace filter to get the most out of your AC. Find energy-saving tips at les.com/save-energy.
Now back to the Malone Radio Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Man, are we getting some information tonight? This has been very educational,
stunning.
I mean, I'm looking like I don't know what's going on. But listen, I'm gonna quit talking because I have Kyla over here, and I really want her to really explain her experience of what has been her experience like in this program and the things that you've been doing in the program.
Yeah, to be honest, this program has made such a significant change in my life in just the last 14 months. Actually, more than 14 months, because I was a part of the program even before I gave birth. So my husband and I think it was like 7 months I was pregnant. I met with my postpartum doula. It just kind of happened in a random location. She came up to me, obviously saw that I was pregnant. I was 7 months by then, so it was really obvious that I was pregnant. And she was like, "Hey, here's some resources that we do in the community, and blah 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 blah. You should come and join us." I didn't think anything of it. I was hot and tired and pregnant, and I wanted to go home, and I was hungry, and I was telling my husband how much I wanted a sandwich, and so we went home. And I didn't think anything of it. I started working again. And as I was working and finishing with my license that I was going through at the time, my cousin reached out to me, or my husband's cousin. And actually, my doula, Oriel, her husband works with my husband's cousin. So they're like, "Hey, you need to get her into this program now." And I was like, yeah, let's do it. I mean, it wouldn't hurt me. And the moment that I said yes, our lives changed. Like Jillian was explaining all the benefits that came with it. It came with it. Starting from the moment that I said yes, we had our classes that we took prior to help us get acquainted to what might happen, might not happen, but could happen, so that we are aware of how to advocate for ourselves, but also how to maneuver through this new chapter in our lives. And then when we got closer to our birthing date, we had my labor doula, which was Sydney. And like Jillian was saying, that the doulas are there to be supportive of you. And that's what she was there to do for me. Not having my mom and my family here, like I had mentioned before, I'm from California. So for me, having a massive support system in the room, which might not be everyone's experience. Some people don't want as many people in the room and they want it just to be them and their partner or them and their husband. But for me, it was important to have a team there. And that's just because, unfortunately, African-American women have a higher percentage of death at birth. And so I wanted someone to advocate for me, even if I couldn't speak for myself. And so when I spoke with Sydney prior to going into labor, I made that very important. And I idolized that with her. So she knew how important it was for me. And we walked through different scenarios, how to use music to calm myself down and how to breathe through certain situations and what to do with my husband when he doesn't know whether he should step off to the side and let things go or be right there to hold my hand. All of those little tiny things that you might not think about, but you come across when you're in that labor situation. And for me, I went in with contractions on a Tuesday and had my son on a Thursday. And Sydney was there the whole entire time. Wow. My mom was there. My mother-in-law was there. My mother-in-law is a PA. My mom is a nurse. I had Sydney there with me, my doula there, my husband there, and even my father-in-law would come occasionally to make sure that I was okay. So for me, I felt like I had a big team on my back to say, hey, this is not right, or hey, she doesn't want this, and hey, can we change that? Even when I was in so much pain that I couldn't even speak and I had no idea what was going on around me, she was there to speak for me when I couldn't, which was, I couldn't even express in words how grateful I was with that. And then even after giving birth with my son and having Oriole as my postpartum doula, again, I was fortunate enough to have my mom there for the a month to help with my son. But when she left, I was like, well, what do I do now? That's my mom. My mom has been taking care of me my whole life, and now I just created something, and I just created this little being, and I don't know what to do with it. And I just need someone to come and just tell me what to do, or to come and do the laundry for me, or, bring me some food, because I can't even get out of the bed right now because I'm in so much pain. And so just having that, even after my mom left, was, I always get emotional because having a child is it's such a hard task to do, and to have that support there that I didn't even know existed was crazy how much that they were able to do for me, down to the groceries and diapers and everything. It's been great. So yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We're definitely going to have you back.
Yeah.
Jillian, Jillian without the last name, we're definitely going to have you back. And we want Sydney here. We want Ariel here. We want Serena Williams, Oriole. We want them all here. Gabrielle Union, everybody. We all going to be here talking about breastfeeding. We're going to talk about maternal wellness. Thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight. Sir. Until we see you again tomorrow. Next week.
Next week.
Next week.
Next week.
Next Sunday.
All right.
I think. Y'all have a good night.
All right. Now.